Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Pat Jones Show. I'm Robbie Robertson, along with Oklahoma State head football coach Pat Jones. The Cowboys closed out their 1990 season this past Saturday by going to Ames, Iowa, and beating Iowa State 25-17. Gerald Hudson had a big day, and it was a great way to end the season. And, Pat, I know you must be proud of the team's effort with their names.
Yeah, I really am. Robbie, I think Iowa State has got a pretty good football team. I think we played about as well against them as we really have overall in several years with any of our squads. I told a group in the locker room afterwards, I can remember thinking back in 1981 we accepted an Independence Bowl bid up there. In 1983 we took a Bluebonnet Bowl bid. 85 we had a Gator Bowl bid. In 88 we had a Holiday Bowl bid. That all transpired and you had the festivities in that same dressing room. And relatively speaking, I think this was probably as important a win right now for our program as any of those in the past. So I think it's one that gives us a chance to feel good about ourselves going into the offseason for all the obvious reasons. But no, it is a good victory.
You betcha. The Cowboys had more than 400 yards total offense in the ball game. We'll have first quarter highlights as the Pat Jones Show continues. It was not a bad day in Ames, Iowa for the middle of November. The Cowboys won the toss, and you elected to defer to the second half.
Well, the wind was a factor, Robbie. It was coming out of the south pretty good, so we did win the toss and deferred the decision the second half, kickoff with the wind. Carey didn't really hit this one real pure. They get a little bit of a return out of it, so he runs through the wedge. They've got the ball about the 33-yard line. Again, going in, we felt like it was important for us defensively, number one, not to give up the big play, number two, not to get frustrated. Now, I think the thing here, we never did allow them to get much going at all in the running game. First play, they run one up inside. Now, this kind of stuff, as we've seen with them over the years, throughout the season with Peterson, the quarterback, does tend to get you frustrated. Bootlegs, stuff like that. You can see that we had it played pretty well at the point of attack, and Bryant broke it out the backside, and they've maneuvered on down the field. And you can see now that's some of this is just pure scramble, and some of it is called quarterback draw. But now here again, a turnaround pitch on a sweep, and they have absolutely nothing. Their base running game, with very few exceptions, was no real factor. We had pretty good pressure, because he gets away from us right here and does make a little bit of a scramble. Now they're going to go for it. They're going into the wind right here.
Right, this is a fourth
and two, and they try to run it 4th and 3, and we hit them, and they come up short. Again, I thought we did a good job defensively, really, of not giving up a big pass. We really never did give up much big play-wise at all, and I think kept people around him. I think we had 5 or 6 sacks or something. We come back in. Kenny made a pretty good run on the first play, a sprint pass, and he kept the ball. Run the option the second play. This is a nice run right here. We set the formation into the short side of the field and had what we wanted. Robert Kirksey did a great job of pinning their corner to the inside. You can see the repeat coming up. Watch Kirksey down here at the bottom. He's going to come. The corner gets hung up inside of him. Now we pitch the ball, and it's off to the races with Hudson.
First carry of the day for Gerald Hudson, 58 yards.
58 yards. Again, you got the one guy that does knock him out of bounds, but again, this is just kind of a shades of things to come here for Gerald, because he had the best day of any back in the Big 8 conference. If Kenny could have made a move right there to run in and scored, he looked like he was just kind of magnetized to the blocker and the Iowa State youngster, and just runs into a pile and falls down, but now he keeps on the option. Get down in here, and we've got a sprint pass call. We're open for a minute, and then they came back, and it looked like it might have been close to interference. Robert thought it was, receiver thought it was. We come in and kick a field goal. The thing that was starting to concern me, it wasn't really as much at this point. We were getting down in there and having to take 3s instead of 7s, and again, it was hard. It's hard to really get the full momentum when you're doing it. You got a chance to knock them out if you get down in there and can really do something. Now you can see they're giving the ball off inside, and they don't make a great deal. They hit a couple of cracks in the afternoon, but not a whole lot. Now the bootleg there, and we've got it defended pretty good, and George Bright makes a tackle. Gilden, I think, played well. Gilden Satterwhite really played good. You can see this play action type stuff. See, we've got people around him. He dumps the ball out, and nothing going right here. So I never really did feel like that they got into really any kind of rhythm themselves offensively. Short punt in the wind, and we were lucky here. Mike had to come up and bobble the ball, and we did get on it, so we've got it at midfield.
Got good field position.
Got good field position. Give the ball off the tailback and make 3 or 4 yards. See, here comes
Brown in at tailback.
We have the curl wide open here, and Kenny tries to always a little bit different type of motion there, and he overthrew it. Here we go. We're coming back now and overthrew this ball. Of course, the wind was zinging around, again, our throwing game is not quite the way we really need it to be. I guess, 3 for 12 for 30 yards or something is not really what you want. But, okay, come in and punt the ball back in the end zone because we've got good field position now, and they are driving into a decent wind and flip the ball out there and make some yards, but not a whole lot here. Again, here they give the ball off to Bryant, the tailback. He does hit a little bit of crack, but he's been banged up enough throughout the season that I think no place to run right here with the fullback. But I really didn't think Bryant is not at full steam health-wise. Okay, there again, they tried to run.
Not the back he was last year.
No, not anywhere on. He is a good back. Had the bootleg defended here. Okay, comes back and throws and come on. So we've got, okay, hits this one. And I thought we did a pretty good job of banging the receivers around once they caught the ball in creases. Okay, try to run the ball. Now, this is probably about the longest run they had all afternoon. Of course, they're down on our end of the field, but they've had a long way to go. Draw play here. Satterwhite hits him right in the head. Satterwhite and George Bright. Nothing going. Okay, they come back now. You can see, okay, he does fire this. We've got it covered. We've got people around him. Okay, they come back out. Now, Gordon Peterson goes back, and you can see we've got a hold of him right there. That boy, Satterwhite. So they're going to have to come in, attempt and Shudak, again, is a very good kicker into a pretty stiff wind, short there, so we've held. But again, just don't get frustrated against them because they're going to make some yards. Okay, there's Gerald for no gain. We had talked about this. You can see that they've got some different things going in the interior, and good job Cecil Wilson that we've seen from Kansas and some other folks during the course of the season. Okay, boy, we were lucky right here. I thought really Kenny got a little bit gun shy. I think some of this contributed to it. Pull the ball down and run it, and nice job, good job forward. But I thought he was a little bit gun shy really on throwing the ball. Good job of Cecil Wilson right here. So we're kind of just hammering away. All right, okay, here's a little boot right here. This is a nice throw and catch. I got a repeat here. Kirksey, who continues to play well. Again, Ford comes back. What we're doing route-wise is really, really pretty primitive at this point. Most of it's a lot of single receiver stuff, and of course it gets open. Good job, Robert Kirksey. Nice throw, nice catch. Again, at the end of the first quarter, Oklahoma State leads Iowa State 3-0, and we're driving.
We'll come back with second quarter highlights right after this. Oklahoma State is working on a long, time-consuming drive as we start the second quarter. The Cowboys have it 1st and 10 from the Iowa State 24.
Well, we thought going in, Robbie, that we were going to have to keep the ball out of the hands of their offense, and I think we did a pretty good job of that. Ford on the option, kept it up inside. If we could have pitched, might have scored there, but he did a nice job ducking it up, keeping it. Okay, here's Gerald on the sweep. Good job of running through stuff, makes a big first down, and we got the ball on the 12 or 13-yard line. Okay, all right, give the ball to Gerald. Good run here. We'll talk about Gerald throughout the course of the show, Robbie, but what a great day here. No chance, pitched the ball into a bunch of folks and not any real chance to do anything here, but what a great afternoon for Gerald Hudson. Called quarterback draw, nothing going. So now we come in. Okay, here we go right here. Barry Vincent from Morrison, who's the holder. Again, high snap. This is a good. Of course, he's a bright youngster. He comes out of a good high school program, and has good presence of mind. He's highly intelligent, good student, and everything. And the reaction here, because we've got a fire call, which is a pass, but now he comes out of it. He's got the presence of mind. So see if we can see Cecil Wilson.
He gets the block.
Yeah, he just butts the guy right there enough and ties him up, see enough to give Barry a chance to get into the end zone right here. He barely got in, but he did. Throw your hands up. There we go. Touchdown, Oklahoma State. But good presence of mind on the thing. Okay, now we come in. Kick the extra point. Scott Gregory, our holder, really, we haven't had much problem with this. And we started rifling the ball all over the place, which got a little bit scary. Trying to squib kick the ball into the wind. Didn't get it down the field as much as we'd like, and they've got fairly decent field position. Okay, come give the ball off inside. You can see really nothing going. As much as anything defensively, again, we didn't let their running game ever get cooking. All right, they're trying to throw deep, and we've got them covered. All right, they come off of it on a screen. Okay, all right, there's Bryant right here. I think they called a clip or something.
No, that was an inadvertent
flag.
he
ate the flag. That's exactly right. Okay, again, run the ball up inside. Not much, but didn't give them big plays in throwing game and never let their running game get going. Okay, this ball we banged again. We hit the receiver pretty good right here. Ball was overthrown. Come on, grab a hold of him. There you go, George Bright. Satterwhite, good job. Okay, they come in. This is a long field goal. Again, downwind by Shudak, barely, but it does go through. And That's just 10-3 Oklahoma State. Okay, and they've got the win at their back. He kicks the ball, and we never really did have a chance to do much return-wise because he kicked it well into the end zone.
But here's the way you go 80 yards. Watch these.
Well, again, here's our man right here. Run through a guy. Keep on spinning. Keep on twisting. Take care of the football. Again, the fourth best single-season rushing total, I think I'm correct, in Oklahoma State history. We're talking about the Sanders and the Thomases and the Terry Millers and the Ernest Andersons and all these guys right here. And what Gerald's done, I think, under the circumstances, is very, very impressive. Okay, good job, Cecil Wilson. I think this ball came out here at the end. I believe Robert Kirksey, who really does a great job of doing the little hustling and coming in. Okay, let's see here.
Look at that hole, though.
Well, yeah, he did a good job. All right, let's see here. There's the ball coming out right there. Come on, Cecil. All right, watch it. Okay, you can see 14, Robert Kirksey diving in the pile. Big play on Kirk's part. Good job for it. He dips outside. All right, turn up the sideline. Come on now, go on in there and score. Okay, he's got the ball down to the 6, but good run.
It's a 25-yard pickup. We've had plays of 21, 26, and this one's 25 yards.
Well, you can see, okay, now he makes a nice little move to the outside. If he could have done that the first time, we'd have scored down at the other end. All right, let's go. Let's tuck the ball away and try to get it in the end zone. All right, but again, we've got 1st and goal from the 6. Yes, we are driving the ball or ripping off big plays into the wind. Good job here. All right, come back, single receiver route. All right, the strong safety tips it.
So we get hit with a penalty in there, and so we're back at the 18.
Okay. Yeah, what a great run this is right here. Okay, we missed a penalty, right, Robbie? We we ran in and scored, right, and had a holding penalty call. Was this the drive that had?
Well, we had a holding penalty.
Had a holding penalty down in here. All right, come back, run the sprint draw to Gerald. Okay, watch run through there. He is so strong, so physically strong. He just kind of runs. You can't.
Just get out of my way.
And watch his feet. Keep on moving. That's a way to keep churning your feet. I mean, that's a great run. You bet. That's what it's all about right there for a tailback, a real tailback to do. Okay, now we come in and here we go again. This was getting to be a little bit frustrating. Again, I was a little bit concerned because, again, they can run it back the other end for 2, but I think Blanchard at least threw the ball deep in the end zone, but some snap problems starting to appear here. Good job on the deep squib. There's a man, Fugit, hammering the wedge. Not much. They've got the ball at about the 26-yard line, so we've got pretty good field position here. All right, they come, run the counter play. We played exactly like we wanted to. Good job, George Bright. Good play, Michael Woolridge.
Did you have Bright doing some different things Saturday? He was in that backfield
a lot.
Well,
every day the sun comes up, Bright does different things, Robbie. I won't go into great detail on that, so I can't answer that real intelligently. But but yeah, he showed up quite a bit. It's okay. We were alternating. Gilden, I think Gilden really played good. You can see he's fighting to stay with him. Jason, that's a way to take a shot at him, get up, stay with him. Okay, this is the kind of stuff he did at OU. I mean, Peterson has got running a bit. Watch Satterwhite. Satterwhite hustling down the field. Attaboy. Stacy, good job. Mike Clark drug him down. He had a chance to sack him, but this is where they are so dangerous. Pitch it on the sweep. Good. Nothing at the point of attack. Okay, good job, men. Good job. Again, playing the running game was very, very important. Okay, you can see he cannot find his initial receiver. All right, there's Gilden. There's Satterwhite. Good job, fellas. Okay, Eric Garman showed up a little bit more. He has that fumble recovery, interception, however it was ruled. All right, let's go, stay with him. Anytime the quarterback is holding the ball this long, it means the underneath coverage in the secondary is really doing a good job. A few exceptions, they never just came back and fired on rhythm. I mean, we weren't doing anything real exotic. Excuse me, there's good pressure again by Gilden. Okay, what's called here?
They're flagged for holding?
Yeah, that happened. It could have happened about umpteen times, I guess, if they'd wanted to, but it would have gotten ridiculous. But we got that call, and again, stop them, punt. Now we've got the ball back down to the 8-yard line. Okay, here, good cut, Gerald Hudson. Dip and dodge and keep your feet churning. Good job here. What?
14 yards?
You bet 14 yards. Okay, here he is again. All right, that's Gerald again. His brother was at the ball game, David, who played at Iowa. I thought I'd gotten his brother recruited up here a number of years ago and ended up going to Iowa and had a good career there. And David was at the ball game, got a chance to visit with him. And here's Gerald again, ducking to the outside. And you can see how physically strong he is, which we've seen all year long. We got a couple of first downs, got it out there. Boom, we got Kerry. What a great job of punting he did. Again, kicking down the sideline, kicking into wind, and he did a great job. Okay, here's Iowa State now going to work at the 30-yard line. He dumps the ball off and throws it in the dirt. we've got things covered. We're mixing three-man rush up. You can see they went with no backs. Ken has really no place to throw. Now dumps the ball out here to the outside. They've got a good throwing. Good job, Richie Ainsley, number 7. That's the way to butt him pretty good. All right, come on, fellas, stay with him, stay with him. Oh, we did a real good job. Our defensive people did a nice job of mixing up the rushes, mixing up. We had a couple of checks. Come on now. Come on, George Bright. All right, that's the way to get after. They threw this ball in here nicely.
It's just a good throw and catch.
It's a good throw and catch. But this is why I was saying it. They're easy. It's easy to get frustrated against these guys because they can do this kind of stuff pretty good. And now somebody does come open in the seam, and they've got the ball down about the 15-yard line, goes back, can't find anybody, dumps it off to the outside. Good tackle. That's the way not to let him run through you. Harmon, Woolridge, people like this. Okay, he's looking one way, comes back, and we lost containment there. Stay with him, fellas. Okay, good job, Jason Gilden. That's the way to stay after him. He throws the ball incomplete. Comes back here. We get pinned into the inside again. So and then they get open in the corner of the end zone. If they can get out on the perimeter, that's tough to defend, but they get in there, kick the extra point. Late in the half, and I thought this gave them a little bit of momentum, but we go into the locker room still leading 16-10.
Cowboys are up at halftime. We'll come back right after this. We are at halftime with Oklahoma State leading Iowa State 16-10. Gerald Hudson has already rushed for 127 yards. Let's take a look at the other first half statistics. Iowa State's got a couple of more first downs. Pat, you've rushed for 222 yards in the first half. Haven't gotten a whole lot going in the passing game, and Iowa State's had the ball a little bit longer, but it seemed to me that Peterson never really got in a great rhythm back there in the throwing.
I didn't think throwing it again. The things that we've seen him do over the course of the season, he's going to scramble and make a certain amount of yards or run a quarterback draw and make a certain amount of yards, but we thought if we could prevent a long pass or them getting in behind us or running by us or something like that, that we had a legitimate chance to win the ball game. I was a little bit surprised at the time of possession, the way it felt out there.
Right.
You felt like that we were controlling the clock because they took it a long way late in the half with the no-huddle stuff. And, again, I was a little bit concerned because we had gotten down there quite a bit into 4-down territory and had to kick several field goals. Plus, they had a little bit of a swing of momentum late in the first half. So, but we have run the ball well, and I think defensively, again, by and large, we've played pretty good. So we thought we had the game somewhat under control, but no, it's still very much alive. We're playing with fire with their offense.
We've got a big second half coming at you. We'll have third quarter highlights as the Pat Jones Show continues.
People across America are coming home to Dodge full-size pickup.
Oklahoma State had the option to start the second half, and Pat, you took the ball and put together another one of those long drives.
This was very important because they've got to win at their back, and if they can stop us here, again, coming out with particularly some momentum at half, they've got a chance to do something. This is a 5-yard run. We just kind of took the pile and moved it. Scott Webb continues to play well. We continue to play two offensive lines, but here's our man Gerald again. I thought he might come out of this and run a real long way, but this is again big league stuff right here with the running game. Good job, Scott Copeland, of pinning them in the inside. And again, Gerald's into the open field and runs through a couple of guys here, and just within a threat of breaking off an 80-yard run. Mayfield's down here hustling. Okay, here's the fullback again. All right, not much, but he's making 4 or 5 yards. Nothing real fancy here. We're changing some formations around a little bit, but Shannon Colbert makes the catch right here. All right, made a first down. Not sure he really knew where he was. Might have not known he was in Ames, to be quite honest with you, but okay, there you go, Ford. All right, keeps it up inside. All right, makes something here. All right, there we go, option. Right. Again, started to pitch the ball, but everything open. You could see everything opened up so much for him, and made a nice run. Okay, here's Gerald. All right, they get a penalty right here. I think number 41. You don't know whether you can see it. Right
Boom,
there.
right there.
That's not smart on his part. There you go. Yeah, we're lobbying hard over there. You can see that, and they made a good call. They made the correct call. All right, good job. Run through tackles, run over guys, spin, keep fighting. All right, down to the 7-yard line. Okay, here we go. Pitch sweep again. All right, he doesn't make much, but again, this is a good, hard-nosed drive. All right, there we go. Pitch it on the option. Had got Ronnie Fisher in there. Gerald, remember what? He had his hip pad busted or something, came out the ball game. Now we get stopped and kick a field goal. The important thing here, though, is that we have kept the ball out of their hands. the first drive of the second half.
That was about better than 5.5 minutes.
All right, they mishandled the squib right here. All right, good job, fellas. They're going to get the ball about the 33 or 4 yard line. Not bad. Now, you can't see it. They open, as best I remember, with a no huddle style of attack. Right, they run Bryant, and he does bounce to the outside, makes a little bit. All this stuff you're seeing here is without a huddle. All right, there's the Patterson, the fullback, broke a little bit. We had worked on it. Of course, this stage of the season, you've pretty much seen everything. Good job, Ainsley. Good job, Calhoun, right here. All right, but I really don't think that had a great deal of effect with us. There's the fullback here, no gain, Gilden, Garmin, Satterwhite. But they are, again, I'm sure feeling that, and he did make a nice throw right there on third down, threw that out. Of course, again, he's a good quarterback. This kid Peterson is not one-dimensional. We banged Spencer, the receiver, right here pretty good, and he held on. That was one of the times that he did throw on rhythm. But here, okay, we've got a blitz called, and they run a little option away from it, hit a crack, and now they're down to the inside the 20-yard line. All right, let's go see what we do here, fellas. Fullback. All right, runs through a couple of them right here. Need to do a little bit better job of tackling. They've got the ball down to the 6-yard line. All right, come give the ball to the fullback again. He's down to the 2. So again, this looks like it's going to be one of those ping pong matches at this point. Okay, turn around, pitch the ball to Bryant. He goes in and scores. So we've moved a long way, and they've gotten a touch. This is where I was starting to get concerned from the standpoint again, Robbie. We're getting 3s now. They come back and get a 7, and obviously that's going to wear on you in a lot of different ways. Okay, they kick the ball.
The crowd's starting to get into the ball game now.
Yes. I was really afraid right here we were going to lose momentum. All right, throws that one out of bounds, couldn't hit it. All right, now we come back in and you give the ball to Gerald. A pretty good run right here. You can see their defense is swarming around the football pretty well, but you're right. I was really, really afraid that we were going to lose momentum in here. Ford goes back, throws the ball. Gerald could not hold on to it. This is where they're going to rough the punter in. Okay, let's see what happens here with Blanchard. Bang, bang.
Just bury him.
Yeah, he got stuck pretty good. This was a automatic first down. It was not running into it. It was roughing. All right, he did a good job of punting throughout the course after he's kind of got the wind knocked out of him. I was afraid initially that he was there. He kind of holding his tummy off, coming off there with Jeff and Dr. Cooper, and he's all right. Goes back in, does a nice job. This was a big play simply from the standpoint that we don't make a first down, but we do keep the ball away from them. When we don't make a first down on this series, again, their crowd was really getting into the ball game. We're lucky this didn't get intercepted here. So now it's third down. We got to see fourth down. I'm sorry. Now Blanchard's back in, punts, and here again, this is a nice spiral into the wind down the sideline. They got a fair catch of the ball. They've got the 35-yard line, and place is getting pretty loud here. Okay, this big play. Try to fake a reverse and go deep. We've got it covered. All right, now we get a sack. Big play. They're trying to obviously feeling like they have got the momentum swung and trying to take advantage of it. Smart on their part. Okay, he tries to loft this one in there. We've got it covered pretty good, and he overthrows it. All right, third down. Let's see what happens here. He goes back, got him covered, dumps the ball off the outside. Now, we miss a tackle right there. That irritated me. We can make the tackle now, and there's 4th and 1.
Right.
They're going to go for it. We're not going to get lined up quite right here, and they run a sneak make. Third down, long yards plagued us at times throughout the year. They dumped the ball off, and the Gilden's really going to make a good athletic-looking play here. That's the way
he had that covered.
You bet, and Peterson slips down. Gilden does that quite frequently. He makes, oh boy, I thought we had this intercepted. I couldn't see it from down on the field, but it looked like we had a real chance. All right, come on, pass rush. There's Roland Scott in the ball game. Gilden, okay, dumps the ball off. Now we're going to tackle a little bit better here. Okay, yeah, this is the one that we call the fumble on. Eric Garman gets a big play in the ball game. You got a defensive lineman. Let's see what we can see. 59. He should be there. He is kind of at the left of the screen. All right, come on, man. That's why he's tell all. Stay after the football. Turn and chase that football.
Mike Clark ends up stripping the ball.
Clark knocks the ball out of his arms. There's Ainsley. There's Garman. That's why you do all those drills. Sometimes you do those drills every day where guys are running to the football and they think you're a lunatic for making them do it, but that's exactly why. Now defensive lineman gets a fumble in there. You got it at midfield. You lead 19-17.
We'll be back with fourth quarter highlights right after this. The Cowboys have just recovered a fumble on the final play of the third quarter, so Oklahoma State starts the fourth quarter, 1st and 10 from the Iowa State 48.
Really, again, a very timely turnover. Rob, this is interesting. Here's Gerald jumping. This is the one Gerald comes back on the field, started motioning for me. I thought he was hurt or something. I said, Gerald, what is it? Coach, I didn't mean to run out of bounds. I said, hey, don't worry about that. And now he rips off this run right here. So But again, I think the last month the guy is. We almost dropped. We do drop this. We're lucky to get it back. But again, what Gerald has done is very, very, very impressive in a lot of ways. Okay, sprint pass. Come on, Kenny. All right, there we go right here. So we've got it down in there and on there, and we're going downwind. Okay, sprint draw to Gerald, and he's making about 5 or 6 yards. And I thought Iowa State really in here was really competing. Okay, Blanchard comes in, hits it downwind. Okay, big play. So we're hanging on to the lead.
39-yard field goal.
22-17 right now. Okay, again, Blanchard comes in, kicks it through, kicks it out of the end zone. So, all right, here we go. Run a little blitz right here. You can see they try to run Bryant and get absolutely nothing. This thing, all they got to do is put together one real good drive, and they're going to take the lead. Good play, Gilden. That's Jason gets him pulled up. Oh, I thought we had that one intercepted. He just kind of forced him, but I think we did a good job, really, by and large, on the perimeter. Here's Gilden really firing his gun. Okay, that's a good tackle. That's a way to keep a hold of them. That's a way to take shots at people.
But short of the first down, so Iowa State has to punt.
You bet. Big play right here by our defensive unit. Just 3 plays and punt, again, at a time when they really needed to establish something. So it's going to allow us to have it. We're not just pinned completely down our own end of the field. All right, there's our man right here. Watch this kind of stuff right here. Just keep on churning. They can't tackle him. And
22 yards.
Yeah, doing all that stuff. And for a great job. Okay, I think we counted up. Bill Schimmer, our running back coach, counted it. I think Cecil knocked guys to the ground, I think, 17 times, which is he's normally going to do that kind of stuff. But what a good football player Cecil Wilson is. Okay, there you go. That's a way to run through guys. Just run off from them. There you go, right here.
29 more.
Well, you know, it's just bang, bang, bang. And that's the way the good ones are. I mean, you just once things really start cooking. I mean, you want the football and you want to run up the field and run through tackles and make people miss you. And, you know, most of this stuff is instinctively. That's what the way the good ones are. They hold on to football. We haven't had a turnover in 3 of the last 4 ball games. We didn't have a turnover here, not a fumble or anything. Other than those interceptions at Colorado, we haven't lost a fumble in the last 4 ball games, which I think is a credit to our offensive unit. Good job. Okay, right there. Oop, missed the cameraman right there. Okay, this is Vernon Brown. Good run by Vernon Brown. Again, we're just hammering and okay, run a little bit of motion. All we're doing is basically mixing up formations. All right, Vernon Brown in here again. Nothing going right here. So, but we're down there. All right, now Blanchard comes in, kicks it through. Again, boy, if you could ever get a 7 anywhere along the line, you're probably going to knock them out. But they are still, you know, a touchdown in a 2-point try, and they got the ball game tied, and there's still quite a bit of time left at this point.
Right, there's about 8.5 minutes
You
left.
bet. There's a lot of time. They don't have to really panic at all. Again, most of these you can't see it, but they're doing the no-huddle stuff, okay, which they had done most of the second half. I don't think it had a real effect, and we had worked on it. Again, okay, we've got 3-man rush, nowhere to go, dumps it off in there late, and they catch a ball, but, you know, key thing, we never did really let them get in behind us. Okay, throws that out there, miss a tackle, get up and stay with him. Okay, there you go right here. But we're not letting him have a lot of big plays. Nothing much happening big play-wise. Oh, come on, fellas, let's stay with him. Right there, he ducks, runs, scrambles, makes first down. This guy's a really good quarterback. You know, when you got a good arm, you got some running ability, it's pretty timely. All right, there's Satterwhite. All right, there's Woolridge. Okay, come on, fellas. All right, there, stay with him. There he is again, running. This was getting a little bit scary down in here. Yeah, they're crossing our 30-yard line.
First down.
First down. All right, he comes back. All right, nothing going. Keep a hold of him, George Bright. There you go, right there. All right, down. Okay, second down. He comes out. Little play fake. Oh, I can't tell what's happening. Oh, yeah. This is the one right here.
See.
Yeah, okay. I'm quite honest. I don't want to be derogatory about this. I don't think anybody out there. I never did hear a whistle. I don't know if there was a whistle blown. If it was, our guys didn't hear it. They said
it should have been intentional grounding or a lateral, huh?
Well, no one out there, myself included, really know. I'm trying just to politic or lie or do whatever I can think of to, you know, get some kind of call out of them. But okay, big interception right here. It looked to me like that. You know, the guy, they said the guy got hung up, was trying to throw forward, got hit, and the ball goes backwards, incomplete pass. Not sure anybody on the field, myself included, really knew. You know, our whole sideline thought they knew, but they didn't. Everybody was getting a bunch of advice from over there. All right, good job, Gerald Hudson. There you go. That's great stuff. Great stuff. We got people hustling around the football. We're really doing what you got to do in the running game. Good job, Vernon Brown. That's the way to be physical. All right, we're coming up right there, okay. Cecil Wilson just doesn't make much here, but again, eat that clock up, hammer it out. Third down play, big catch right here. Good job, Mayfield. Good job, Kenny Ford. Make a big first down. All right, come on, give the ball off to Gerald again. Not much. Again, continue to roll the offensive lineman around throughout the course of the afternoon. Counterplay, Gerald Hudson, not much. Again, we don't want to. It's a little bit scary. I mean, I won't lie about it. We're kind of half afraid to throw the football very much because it's a little bit tough with us. All right, there you go. Blanchard punts the ball. This youngster did not make a good decision here. He tried to field it at the form, sure try to get a long run. Now they've got it. What, a minute 50 left in the ball game?
About 136.
136. Okay, they got one timeout left. We did not go into a full-fledged prevent defense in here. Now we again remained kind of what we were doing, mixing some 3 and 4 man rush in here. We didn't want to back off totally. Okay, you can see now this kind of stuff here is going to eat the clock. They can't beat you right now doing that kind of stuff. Okay, 4 man rush. All right, he dumps the ball off again. All right, Bryant misses it. So
third down play.
Third down play here. They're coming back. All right, now again, there he goes. All right, get him down, fellas, right here.
First down.
Okay, did he make a first there?
Right.
Okay, now, all right, yeah, okay, he comes back. All right, stay with him, George Bright. Stay with him, Jason Gilden. Good job, man. So, I don't know, they use their last time out in here someplace. You can see we're sitting a guy in the interior for scrambles and stuff like that, and he gets blocked. All right, good play, Woolridge. Good play, Michael Woolridge. That's what you got to do, keep him in bounds, keep the clock running. All right, the guy comes back, throws behind him. Again, they're into hurry-up stuff. At some point, I can't remember, is this it right here, last play?
It's the last
Okay,
play.
we do go prevent. We put a super safety in, overthrow it. All right, Terry Henley, that's an inadvertent call. I mean, it was uncatchable. Terry Henley did a good job. We send the offensive unit in, run the clock out, fall on it. Oklahoma State wins the football game. Big win here, 25-17 over Iowa State in Ames. Typical Oklahoma State, Iowa State. Tough right down to the wire, and good win for our program.
We'll be back and talk about it some more right after this. Oklahoma State beat Iowa State 25-17. The Cowboys have now beaten Iowa State 8 of the last 10 times they've played and 5 of the last 6 times that they've played in Ames. Let's take a look at the final statistics. And even though Iowa State had the edge in first downs, the Cowboys had 386 yards on the ground, 426 yards total offense, and Pat, that time of possession really turned around in the second half.
Well, key thing here is other than the quarterback scrambling around, they didn't do anything to speak of with their running backs. And we did, certainly. Big day running the football for Gerald and Cecil on the offensive line. Kenny had, I think, 50-something yards rushing. Vernon Brown had a couple of nice runs. So I think the key thing there is that we could run the ball basically, and they couldn't, with the exception of their scrambles. Right. And we never gave up really big plays. They moved it, sure, but we didn't ever let them, again, get over the top of us and really have anything easily at all. I thought it was really a pretty well-played ball game by both teams.
Well, and 2 pretty evenly matched teams, and it seemed like Oklahoma State just wanted the game more, and the defense really rose to the occasion.
Well, I think defensively against this good an offensive football team, I was proud. The key thing, if you don't give up big plays, Robbie, and don't turn the ball over. We did not have a turnover at all. Again, that's 3 of the last 4 weeks we've done that. I think that's a good credit to our offensive people, players and coaches. But you do that. Don't give up big plays. Don't turn it over. You're probably going to win a ball game when you can run it this well.
Absolutely. Well, after the game, Coach Jones presented a game ball to Gerald Hudson, who finished the day with 264 yards and a touchdown. And we felt like the 18-yard touchdown run was worthy of our play of the week because it really does symbolize the effort that Gerald Hudson has showed the last month of the season. And here it is again.
Well, I think it's really to any upperclassman, anybody's credit that right in the last game, the good ones did that. Sanders did it. Thomas did it. Ernest did it. In the last game of their career, they go out there and really have their best performance. I think that speaks extremely well for this guy right here. Robbie, I think my figures are accurate. I hope they are. And at this point, I'm not sure of this completely, but at this point in time, Gerald is the nation's leading rusher. I think I'm correct in saying this. He now has 149.27. He went ahead of Eric Bieniemy from Colorado. Again, Bieniemy's 148.
Right.
Darren Lewis 142 with a game to go. Gerald could conceivably lead the nation in rushing and does right now. It's going to be real interesting to see what goes on because this is something that, obviously we're proud of, and it's not a total stat deal, but, for our tailbacks have gotten a lot of things accomplished. I think this is what's happening here with Gerald and these stats. in the tradition of the tailbacks here, it's pretty meaningful.
I was going to say, there have been a lot of great tailbacks, and some of the only people that are ahead of Gerald Hudson as to what he has accomplished this year are the great ones, like Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas.
Well, you know, this what he's done this season, and particularly the last month, again, I think is real big league stuff. I think he's helped himself in a lot of regards by doing this stuff.
You're right. All right, the Pat Jones Show will continue right after this. Over the past 11 weeks, we have spent a good portion of time talking about the student side of the student athlete who plays football at Oklahoma State. It is important to Coach Jones and his staff that these young men go on and get their degrees and have some success in another walk of life. It's not easy being a student athlete, but it can be done. A perfect example comes to mind in former Oklahoma State linebacker Sim Drain III. Like most all other college football players, Sim Drain III was looking forward to an opportunity to play in the National Football League. Last year, Sim was an all Big 8 conference performer. He is the 4th leading tackler in Oklahoma State history. But Sim was not drafted. Not only not drafted, he was never even given a tryout by an NFL team. It was a devastating blow to a young man who had worked so hard on the field and in the classroom. Sim graduated from Oklahoma State in May of this year with a degree in marketing, and he graduated in 4 years.
I want to do the most I can do and do the best I can do each day. But of course, the graduating in 4 years, I think that was a accomplishment. It's something that I'm proud of, not more so for myself, but for my family. I think it is a direct reflection to them, their influence they had up on me, as well as other people that I've been involved with in the past years. Coach Jones is a firm believer in academics, and I think that just the staff, their commitment to me as far as in allowing me to get my academics done within my allotted 4 years was a real benefit to me, a real plus.
On August 27th, Sim started working for the Xerox Corporation as a marketing representative. It is a new and exciting challenge.
The only difference between an opportunity and a threat is your perspective. I think if you look at things through a proper perspective, you can see the good side of it. And I think this right here is just a perfect opportunity for me. It's a building block for me, and that's what I'm looking for. I think Xerox is a great company, and I think that it's a luxury for me as far as in being able to surround myself with good quality people.
Sim is in training for his new position. There is a lot of work to be done, but there was a lot of work to be done in college. Sim expects to be successful in the business world, just as he was successful at Oklahoma State.
The memories are fond. I tell you what, probably one of the biggest things that I miss is just the relationship. I think that you kind of develop a real strong sense of camaraderie. It's not every day you get to play with great athletes. The great athletes come far and few in between. And I've been fortunate enough to play with a few great athletes. Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas, Hartley Dykes, David Bailey, just to mention a few. But to play with people that you like and people that are good is probably one of my fondest memories.
Well, I think the point here, Robbie, is that this is a good, recognizable guy that people have seen play for the last several years, and sure wanted to play in the National Football League, but you got to be a superhuman to make it in, as opposed to go hang around somebody's weight room and try to get into a camp or wait for a new league to start up and all this kind of stuff. Maybe you're gonna make it, maybe you're not, probably not. But hey, let's get on with real life. Sure, I tried to talk him out of trying to hang around a weight room again, waiting on something to happen. We know some people around and made a few calls and got him involved in this. Now he did it himself, and we helped a little bit. Now you're into the real thing. I mean, this is the NFL is a dream world. Sure, that's the guy's going to get into it, but the greater majority of them are not going to do that. And Drain, again, got his degree in 4 years, and now he's out, now he's in the real world. He's got a good start. He's got a chance to do something. But there's a message here for the greater majority of youngsters in high school or at this level or whatever level. Say, let's get on about your real life and again, get a good start and start doing something, even though regardless of what you might have thought as far as your career in professional sports. Get on with the real world.
And Sim Drain has attacked his entry into the real world with the same vim and vigor that he showed as a linebacker at Oklahoma State University. You stay with us. The Pat Jones Show will be back right after this. Before we get away, we wanted to make mention that Gerald Hudson finished this year with 1,642 yards. That is the fourth best single season effort ever at Oklahoma State. And he also finishes his career with 2,921 yards, which is the fifth best effort ever in Oklahoma State history. And as you mentioned, we think he's the nation's leading rusher right now.
Well, I think it's best that we can tell, and talking to the statistical people, that he has gone ahead of Eric Bieniemy, and Bieniemy still goes, bowl games don't count as far as the overall stats. He has gone just ahead of Bieniemy. If the figures are correct we're getting at this point. And again, the only guy that realistically could catch him is Darren Lewis from Texas A&M, who is 142 and Gerald's 149, and I think Darren has to get like 214 or 215 against Texas a week ago. So nothing. We tried to recruit Darren here too, but go Texas defense.
Right.
But again, I think it's a real great tribute. We only got one senior in the two offensive lines that we played most of the season long. You obviously got to place a great fullback, but in a year that sure you're not as good. We're not as good as we've been in other years, and experience-wise or talent-wise, in a lot of areas. But for Gerald to do this, I think again speaks extremely well for him, for the supporting cast, coaches and player-wise, and for the tradition of the tailback. Right. Again, the Oklahoma State tailback, there's a ton of tradition. Every time you mention names of some of the great players in the history of college football. And
you can watch a lot of them on Sunday. And
you can watch a lot of them on Sunday. You're right. But again, I can't say enough good things about what Gerald and the people surrounding him have gotten done under tough circumstances.
Coach, I think on the two deep depth chart of the 48 names that were on there, 28 of them against Iowa State were either freshmen or sophomores.
Well, again, Robbie, and I'm not going to lie about this. I mean, we're on the recruiting trail hot and heavy. I'm going to try to bring people in here to beat out what we got. I tell the squad the same thing. I mean, I'm not being derogatory. That's just the way it is. This recruiting season, I think, is really key. We've got the full complement of visits back. In other words, we can bring 85 youngsters in visits campus opposed to 50. Now we get somebody to go with a Gildan, get somebody to fit in a few pieces here. I mean, that are really quality guys academically, athletically, and let's go. But I've told the squad, hey, and the squad, they're going to host these guys around. But hey, if somebody wants to do right, and somebody's got to, I'm not going to promise anybody to come in here and start. If you're good enough, you're going to have a chance right now. And let's get something going. But I think this next class is really what we're looking for. It's been a little bit frustrating for me and the players, and it's ifs, what ifs, a lot of what ifs. If you tie for 6th, 7th, and 8th in the league, and if the Carey's field goal against Kansas would have been about this much further one way, you're 4th, as best I can tell it. Right. So again, a lot of what ifs, but I think we kept our dignity, and I think we played and competed hard. I think we got some lessons done, and I'm looking forward to recruiting and looking forward to next season. We're looking forward to next year too. For Pat Jones and Oklahoma State University, I'm Robbie Robertson. Goodbye, everybody. The Pat Jones Show.